Hi guys, this is Awais back with another tutorial of Autodesk Revit Architectural Essential Training. So in this video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain some basic objects of a drawing. So the first thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to my elevation plan and I'm going to make few levels in my drawing. Alright, so now go to your architectural, click on level and start from this point. It will try to snap that and just make another level. Alright, we got level 1 and level 2, and then I'm going to make another level which is going to be our level 3, and I'm going to click on this modify command and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit and I'm going to change this value to 10 feet and I'm going to give a name of level G. I'm gonna click on yes to accept that, and I'm gonna change the value of this to 20 feet, and a level 3 would be 30 feet. Alright, so we got three kinds of level G, level 2 and level 3, and this is our level 1. Alright, so now let's go back to our level 1 plan, and now we're gonna go to architectural tab and click on wall. Well, if you click on this arrow button, you will get three types of wall: architectural, structural, and by phase. So I'm going to select architectural wall, and then on the left bottom corner you see it's saying that click to enter the wall start point. So you gotta keep an eye on this, whatever it says, it will guide you throughout your command. So I'm gonna start my wall from this point. I'm gonna click here and I'm just gonna drag my mouse. As you can see, the dimension on the top of the wall, so I'm gonna make 100. Let's make about 20 feet wall, and I'm going to click again, and my wall command is still on. It is because this is chain command, so whatever I make, that would be chained to that wall as well. So if I uncheck that, I will still make the wall, but it will be a separate object. Alright, so I'm going to press escape one time, and pressing escape one time will not get you exit the command. It will just get you to start the command from the start point. So I'm going to make another wall about here, and I'm going to press escape one time, and I'm going to make another wall about here. I'm going to press one more time. Alright, now let's have a look at the properties of the wall. So if I click on this wall, on the left hand side, in your properties panel, you see some information about your wall. If you click here, you will see different kinds of wall here, such as curtain wall, all that stuff. You can make them the way you want to make. Alright, so now I'm gonna go through with this in a later videos, but now we'll just choose that generic wall. Alright, and I'm gonna go select that again, and down in the properties you've got a base constraint, so it's level 1. It will go up to the level 1 base offset, which is 0. That's fine. And there's one thing I want to show here is about top constraint. So you want this wall to go up to level 1, level 2, or level G. So I want this wall to go up to level G. I'll change that to level G, and I can even give top offset from the level G now, but I'll just leave that like it is. So I'll select the second wall and I will change that top constraint to level 2. That's done, and I'll change that to level 3. Alright, so we got that, and I'm going to click apply. Alright, so now if we go to our elevation east, and now you can see that the first wall, I'll change that to north. Alright, as you can see that the first wall is going up to level 1, second one level 2, and third one is level 3. And now if I change my levels, as you can see that the wall is changing as well. So I'm gonna press Ctrl Z to undo, and I go back to my level 1 plan. Alright, so now let's have a look at different kinds of wall we can make. I'm gonna go and select the wall command again. So in the modify panel, I've got this line, I've got rectangle, I've got this polygon, that's circumscribe polygon, I've got this circle. Alright, let's have a look at the rectangle now. I'm gonna click on rectangle, and I'm just making a rectangle wall. Alright, and I click again, press escape, and now I've got this rectangle wall done. So if I zoom in a little bit, and I can select this part, and I can change the value of it. Let's say I'll give 10 feet value, so it's gone 10 feet now. And if I change to this, so I've got about 20 feet wall, so I've got this 20 feet. So you can change the values of the wall, and on the left in the properties you can even define a lot of stuff here. You need to go through. I will explain a few of these as we go through the course. Alright, so now let's go and make some more walls. So I'm gonna select this polygon, click, draw a polygon, and click again. So this is your polygon wall now, and I'll go and select that. I'll select the whole object, and now I can change the top constraint. So I want this polygon to go up to level G. Alright, so I've got this to level G. I can even change, let's say if I give 3 feet, so I've got this 3 feet value over there, which is not good enough. So I'm gonna delete that element, and I'm gonna press Ctrl Z to undo. Go back to your wall command, and now make a circular wall. That's done, and then you can select that. See, as you can see, these are two kinds of wall which is connected to each other, which makes a circle. So I'll select that, and I can give an offset, base offset from level 1, and I can give a top constraint, whatever it is. And you got this center mark. I can check, uncheck that, and you can see that if it's a structural wall or any kind of wall, you can define dimensions on the wall right on your working area, so it's not a problem. Go back to your wall command, and now it is the unique one. So I've got to go and select the start and radius arc. So I'll go and click on it, and I'll just start my arc from this point, and I'll just click here, and now I can define the radius of the wall. And the command is still on, so I can do that. And as you can see that I've got this tangent there, so you can make a smooth wall wherever you want. So it's pretty cool. Alright, so now these commands in the wall commands are pretty much the same. Center and arc, if you know any other graphical program that you might be familiar with this, so select that. And same as these things, if you know AutoCAD, I've got the full course on AutoCAD, so if anyone watching this video and know my AutoCAD course, so that would be very easy for them to get used to with this Revit. Object snapping is pretty important in any graphical program. If you're familiar with any other Autodesk tool like AutoCAD or 3D Studio Max, you'll probably be familiar with object snapping. So in Revit, I'm just going to clean up a little bit here. I'm just going to get rid of all my drawing. Alright, so now I'm going to go and click the wall. I'm going to start drawing a wall, and on the left hand side in the properties, I'm just going to take a generic 8-inch wall. Alright, so now I'm going to draw a wall here, and I'm going to draw another wall, just a random wall, and I'm going to cancel that. And now let's say I'm going to draw another wall, so I can just drag my cursor there, and it will snap to the end point. And it will snap to the end point over here. It will snap to the midpoint here as well. So how do we change these object snapping? So go to your Manage tab and click on Snaps. And here you get the options of object snapping. If you uncheck that endpoint or midpoint, it will not work. So you will have to manually type a command like SM for midpoint. I've got nearest, work plane grid, quadrant, all that stuff, check all, so that will be working. Alright, so now one more thing, we have a look now. Alright, so now if I start a wall command by pressing WA, and I'm going to click here, I'm just going to move my cursor a little bit. As you can see that it's jumping to about 6 inches. If I move my cursor, it will go to 5.6, and then if I zoom in, and now it's gonna start jumping by inch, so it's now increasing inch by inch. If I zoom in more, now it's jumping even lower. Well, this is called object snapping, so we can change that from going snaps, and here length dimension snap increment. So let's say you wanna make the wall increment by 2 feet, so just type 2 and click OK, and go back to snaps, and it will already modify that and place that to 2 feet after 4 feet. So I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to select a wall command, and now I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Yep, and now if I start my command, and as you can see that it's jumping 8 feet. So I'll zoom in a little bit. Now it's going to start jumping 2 feet. So that's basically object snapping. So I'm going to go and change that to, I'm going to get rid of this 2. And I'm going to click OK. Alright, so now we have covered object snapping. So now what we're going to look at is wall and its properties. Alright, so now let's make a new wall. I'm going to go to my architect tab and then click on a wall command. And here I'm going to select that exterior brick ends on CMU. Alright, so now let's make this wall. Alright, so I've made that wall. Now if I go closer, as you can see those parts in the wall. How do I change that? Let's say if you don't see these things in your wall, you need to go and change this to medium or fine. If you select that course, that will not, the parts of the wall will not show up. So I'm going to go and select that medium. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. And now as you can see that the brick part and then all that stuff material used to make this wall. So if I click here, and I'll see that I'll actually make that a rectangle. So now we got this wall there. It's got all the components to make the wall. Now if you look at the left in the properties, you've got the view scale, you've got your details, and you've got discipline architecturals. You can actually define the background as well, background color scheme. You can change that here, and there's a lot of properties here. But what I'm going to show you, if you click on this edit type, you get this dialog box. But first you need to select the wall. I'm going to select this wall side, and I'll click that edit type, and now get more options here. So I've got this wrapping option, I've got this course scale color black. So what I want to do, I want to click on edit next to this structure, and now you get this table, which is basically telling you what are the things used to make this wall. So you've got masonry brick, which is 3 by 5 by 8 inch. You've got your air layer, which is 3 inch. You've got insulation there, 3 inch, all that stuff. So you can change those values here. And let's say you've got your moisture barrier, all that stuff. You can change them here, or you can put them down or put them up as well. And you've got this metal. If I just pull this up by clicking this up, so as you can see that if I click OK now, the wall will be changed. As you can see this now, that part of the wall will be changed. So this is how you can manage your wall types. This is why you need to go and click on Find and make it shaded. So now you can see the whole stuff in the wall. These are the bricks, these are the inner parts, and all that stuff. Alright, now we're going to use the wall command to make a rough plan of a house. So first you need to go and select the wall architectural command, and now I'm going to start drawing a rectangle. So I'll just go and start a rectangle about, let's say, just a rough rectangle for now. So I'm going to show you how you can change the dimension later. So our rectangle is done now. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to escape, and I want to select this, and then I will change the dimension about 60 feet. So you select the line and you can change the dimension. Alright, so this one is going to be 60 feet as well. Alright, so we got a rectangle 60 by 60 now. Alright, so now let's make some rooms inside. So select the wall command, and I want to make one room from this point to about here, and then I want to make a room from this point to about here, and then there's going to be another room all the way down there, and then we'll make another room from this line to this line, and I'm just going to draw a line which is going to be a toilet. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to press escape twice, and now let's check the dimension of our rooms. So first of all, that room I want it to be about, let's say, 20 feet from this, and then I will click here, which give me that dimension. So I want to click here, which give me that dimension, so I can select that line, this line, so it gives me this dimension. The first thing I want to mention here is the dimension you are changing is not from the inner part of the wall, it's basically from the mid part of the wall. So how do we change that? I've gone back to my mid line of the wall. So how do I select the corner points? Instead of changing from the manage tab, I want to click this arrow button and I want to click on this circle here. So the dimension now we are having is inside that room. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to give a value of 20 feet. So now we have exactly 20 feet. Alright, so now that line, same as before, it's from the midpoint. So every time you want to change any dimension, you need to click on this circle one more time, and then once it's inside the room from the inner wall, so now you can give a value of 8 feet. I'm gonna give 8 feet. Now that's done. And from this point, from this line, I want this to be about, well, see that I've got still a midpoint. So instead of clicking again and again here, you need to go and click on additional setting, temporary and faces, and click on openings. So now if I click this line, now my dimensions are from the inner walls, from the inner line, inner side of the wall. So I click here and I give a value of about 8 feet as well. So we got 8 by 8 inch toilet. Alright guys, now we're gonna look at some modify commands in a modified tab. So you click to the modified tab and now you got few commands here. I'm going to discuss few of the commands in this video, and the first command we're going to discuss is the move command. So let's say I'll click on the move command and I want to move this wall. So I click on this wall, as you can see nothing happened. So what you need to do is you need to tell Revit that you are done selecting. So I press enter to apply that command and now I can pick a point. I can pick an end point, I can pick a midpoint. It's all about your object snapping. So I'm going to click this end point and I'm just going to drag it up and I'm just going to drop it there. So this is how you can use the move command. Let's say I will select the object first and then I click on the move command, and now I don't have to press enter. It already applied to that wall, so I can just drag it down now. Alright, so this is how you can apply move command. Let's say the copy command now. So I'm going to click on the copy command. I can select an object. I'm going to hold down my control key and select this wall as well. So I'm going to copy that. As you can see that I didn't have to press enter because I've selected the object first and then I selected the command. So if you do the other way around, that you select the command first and then select the object, then you have to press enter to finish selecting the object. So I'm going to go and select from this midpoint, sorry, end point, and I'm just going to drop it here. Alright, so it's the same as using a move command. So I'm going to delete these two walls. And now the next command we're going to look at is the rotate command. So the rotate command got shortcut key of RO, and I'm going to select that. And let's see, we will select this wall. I'm done with the selection, so I'll press enter. And now I can rotate this. So I'm going to go select from this corner point. I'm just going to drop it about here. So now as you can see that wall is being rotated. So if I select my wall first and then select the rotate command, so it's the same as with the move command and a copy command. You don't have to press enter. You just need to pick a point and you just click, and then rotate command is being applied. Alright, so now let's have a look at the align command. I made some changes to my drawing, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. And now let's say I want to make this room align to this room. So I can go and select this align command, and then first I need to select the line, what I want to align to, and then I click on the next one, and that room will be aligned to that wall, which is really simple. Alright, so now let's have a look at the offset command. If you know AutoCAD, you are very much familiar with offset command. So I click on that, and let's say I want to offset from here to about 5 feet. So down here you got these values here, so you want to define before you apply an offset command. So I want to do 5 feet, so just press enter, and now my offset will be 5 feet. So I'll click here, and then it automatically offset to the 5 feet. Let's say if I move my cursor a little bit to the right, I will be offsetting from this line to the right, and if I move cursor a little bit to the left, then I will be offsetting from this line to the left. So it's all about keeping your cursor on each side. Alright, so now we're going to look at the mirror command, but for the mirror command I need to make a wall. So I'll type WA and I just draw a wall here. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just move this wall a little bit here, and I'm going to mirror that to this line. So select your mirror command, select your object, press enter, and select the midpoint or midline wherever you want to mirror. So I click here, and now you can see that I've got the mirror of this line with the same distance from this midline. Alright, so we got that mirror command covered as well. So the next command we're going to look at is trim and extend corners. It's basically a fillet command in AutoCAD. So if you know about AutoCAD, you'll be fine with using this one. So what it does is basically, if I want to attach this wall to this wall, so I don't have to create a new wall. All I can do is just select this trim and extend to corner command and select this line and then select that line, and then it will create a new wall and join these two walls together. Alright, so now the next command we're going to cover is a mirror draw X. To show you that how that's going to work, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a door. So I'll go to my architecture, select the door. I'm just going to apply a door about here, and I'm just going to apply a door about here. Alright, so now we've got two doors. It's not showing just because I am basically on ceiling one plan. So I'll go here, and now I've got two doors. I'm just going to delete that door now, and what I want to do, I want to go to my modify panel and select this mirror draw axis command, and I'm going to select this object. I'm going to press enter, and then I have to select the midpoint because I want to mirror this with the same distance. So I'll select the midpoint, and now I've got a defined axis. So if I want to have that same door on a 90 axis, so I'll just click here, and now as you can see that I've got that door. If you zoom in, you've got these two icons here. So with those icons, you can click here and you can flip that to downwards, you can flip it back, you can flip to right and left by using those buttons. It's very simple and very useful. I would really recommend using Revit instead of AutoCAD for all the architectural work because it's very simple, very efficient, and it's the way to go. Alright, so we covered that axis command as well. So let's talk about this trim command. So what trim command does is, I'm going to go and make a wall. So I'm going to draw a wall about from here, and now I want to get rid of this side of the wall. So I'll select that trim command, and now what I'm going to do, I want to select this wall first, and then I want to select this wall. So the rest of the power will be gone. As you can see that you need to select the object first wherever you want to trim, and then you want to select the object what you want to trim, and you want to select that side which you want to keep. Next command what we have is array command. It's quite complicated because I want to make one object here first. So I'll make a wall here, about a little wall like that, and I'll select that array command, and then I will select that object, and then I will press enter, and now I can make arrays to it. So to make arrays, you need to select it from midpoint, and now I can just drag that about here. Alright, so now we've got two arrays. Alright, so what I want to do, I want to change that array command. I want to make array one more time. So I'll select that array command, select an object, and then press enter. And now you've got those options down to your panel. You've got numbers of arrays you want to do. You want to keep that associative, and you want to constrain that or not. So we'll just keep that as 6. Alright, so, and then when I select from this point, as you can see that when I'm moving, so it's basically making 6 arrays. If I take my cursor to the right, it will do that on a same angle, and it works straight as well. Alright, so next command we got is split element. So what split element does is it cuts an element at a selected point or removes a segment between 2 points. So let's say you want to cut this wall from here. So I'll select that and I'll select from here, and then the second point will be that. And that wall will be cut into 2 pieces. And now if I go and select this, it's a separate object now. Alright, so now it's basically splitting with gap. So as the command name says, you click on this command, you start splitting from here, and the second point with that one, and enter and done. So you can click on the modify command, and now it's a proper separate object, and you've got 3 controls here. So you've got a lot of controls here. You can just flip that. It's a wall, that's why I can't show you. Alright, so you can delete that and you got the gap there. Well, that's a delete command. Click on it, click on an object, press enter, and that will be gone. Alright, for this video I've covered pretty much everything what I was going to talk about, and thanks for watching guys. And next video I'll be talking more deep about command, and we're going to start our proper project in the next video. So be sure to stay tuned to this course, and thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up,